85% of the business is done in the States. The other 15% here is in the UK. Talk me through just how robust the recovery is in the United States of America, the breadth and depth. Give me a scale.
Yeah, look, the US market is very strong. It's been strong for a number of years now. And we're getting our mind around the fact that we are predominantly operating in a full employment environment. We're at record levels of physical utilisation. We've got mid-teens growth all through the spring of this year. So the US economy remains very strong indeed.
Anna, jump in.
So, good morning to you, Jeff. The US economy remains strong. What's your big challenge then in the US? Is it managing to keep up with the pace of growth that you're seeing?
Yes, no, I mean, the pace of growth is strong. We spent over £1 billion on capital investment over the course of the year, a further £437 million on bolt-on acquisitions. I think the biggest issue, as I said, to businesses now is getting their minds around the operational challenges of a full employment environment. Retaining staff, finding high-quality staff is a major challenge now and will continue to be so for the foreseeable future. Tell
me this, are you the CEO with a wage pressure problem? Have you got wage pressure? You say you're managing in a full employment situation. Are you being squeezed to pay higher wages?
Yes, I don't see that as a problem. I mean, we've adopted the living wage here in the UK. We've done something very similar in North America. We're generating good profits and we're able to reward our staff appropriately. I see it as a way to differentiate ourselves and I don't see it as a problem at all. I see it as a great opportunity.
How much are you being driven by cyclical factors at the moment, Jeff, and how much is it structural? Because I think there's some sort of structural trend, isn't there, towards renting equipment rather than owning it. How much is that the factor?
Look, if you look at our growth over the last 5-6 years, we've been averaging around 20% growth. 2/3 of that remains structural. Look, we're a rental business and nobody likes to, think of us as part of the sharing economy, but the reality is people are looking to rent more. Ownership is no longer as financially viable, it's no longer as flexible, and in today's world with a level of uncertainty, people don't want to make capital commitments. We provide the flexibility for an alternative to ownership.
The other big issue that we dealt a lot with last week was Trump's promise for $1 trillion in infrastructure spending. Have we all become overly obsessed by this $1 trillion? What would that mean to your business if it was passed? That kind of size, that kind of scale. Are we so myopic now about this $1 trillion in terms of the economy?
Man, clearly, if that happened, it would be fantastic for us. But we need, again, to put it into perspective. Any major infrastructure project takes years from the drawing board to actual digging a hole in the ground. Look at Crossrail. Look at Heathrow Airport. How long does it take for these projects to take? So for our sort of planning for 4, 5, 6 and 7 years out, absolutely fantastic. Right now, if you wanted to build anything, where's you going to get the people? So I think people have got too over-focused on it in terms of the short term. Anyone who travels the world knows that there needs to be infrastructure expenditure in North America. It is going to come. How much and when? Well, that's for the future.
And from your assessment then, Jeff, what would be the types of infrastructure projects that we should get excited about, that would be least controversial on Capitol Hill, and therefore we could see, being shovel-ready sooner? Is it airports? Is it roads? What's your take?
Well, be careful with shovel-ready projects. Everybody used shovel-ready during the last downturn. What that means is filling holes in the road. There's no such thing as a shovel-ready communication strategy, airport and communication strategy. So those investments which support the long-term infrastructure of the country, such as you say, airports, getting people off the roads, power, they would be long-term benefits to the infrastructure of America and the capital growth. So they're the projects I think we should get excited about, and I do believe there is a will at both parties, both Republican and Democrat, for that to happen.
Circling back very briefly to finish off here in the UK, 15% of the business is done here. How material is the slowdown? Is it real? We talk about it day in, day out, talking about graphs. How real is it for you in the UK? Slowdown or not?
Not at the moment. Now, look around you. We're in London here now. I look across Cheapside at the new Bloomberg building being built every single day. There's a lot of construction going on. The market's still strong. There is greater uncertainty now, of course, but for the moment, the market's good.